welcome to the Utilities Breakout. My name is Carole Boffe, and I run business development in EMEA. Today we are here to talk about something I'm very passionate about, and it's about the utilities industry and about how we are helping our trailblazer to digital success. So first of all, I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for being a great trailblazer. Utilities are really an industry where we are growing a lot, and you can see from the logos we have here that we are across the globe. The utilities industry is going through a major revolution, and the major revolution is mainly driven by the three Ds. First of all, decentralization, moving from a centralized production to a decentralized production with the solar panel capacity to store the electricity, which makes it really different from how it was before. The second element is the decarbonization. We know all about the Paris Treaty. We know all about how governments are enforcing laws in order to make sure that we are all decarbonized, whether it's in industry, whether it's consumer. But all of this wouldn't be possible without the digitalization. Digitalization is the enabler. Is really what is gonna be the key enabling point to really success and to continue to grow in the core business. But you need to define and you need to identify new revenue streams. You need to build a new business model. And above all, you need to have the courage to change the status quo. The courage to change the status quo. You need a mind shift to transform into a customer-centric utility. A customer-centric utility, there is no difference between a customer in the banking industry and in the utilities industry. You expect the same level of digitalization, you expect the same level of engagement than in any other industry. You expect easy access and real-time access to all the data they store for you. But above all, you expect solutions. We are moving to a decarbonized world. We want to consume less, and we want to be more decarbonized. We want to reduce our carbon footprint. And that's why we got all these energy efficiency solutions. We got all these e-mobility offer. Electric vehicles, it's a big topic, not only in US, across the world, I would say. In Europe, it's a big topic too. But the investment that utilities have done up to now were really based to run their core business. And the core business was not made to build customer engagement, or not built for solutions. So everybody is experiencing the same challenges. Lack of omni-channel capability, bundling of product and services, time to market to launch a new offer, campaigns, and above all, a lack of 360 view, which I'm laughing because it's the most important things that everybody's asking. A complete 360 view on your customer. So how customer can digitally transform? How utilities can digitally transform? So in Salesforce, we help utilities company to transform across 4 pillars. First of all, to reimagine the customer engagement. So prospects and customer wants to engage in a personalized, in a contextual manner. Salesmen want to have the appropriate sales tool. And also with a big focus in reduce and driving efficiency. What it means, driving efficiency? I mean, we are talking about being able to connect across any channel, whether it's the traditional channel, whether it's on the online channel, whether it's the field, and develop new revenue stream. How do you develop new revenue streams? You look at e-mobility, you look at connected home. How can you do this? You need a platform. And you need happy employees, because happy employees serves happy customers. So you need to empower your employees. You need to provide the superb tools. I like to quote someone that this week said something which I liked it a lot. The energy industry, the utilities industry, there is a revolution. And a revolution in the energy industry needs a revolutionary tool. And the customer success platform, it's a revolutionary tool. It's what you need to digitally transform. So today, I'm very lucky to be here with the A2A, which is a trailblazer of Salesforce. It's a trailblazer since a long date. And today it's gonna share about what have they done and how they've successfully implemented the success platform in one of their divisions. So let me welcome on stage Emiliano Risi, head of the IT commercial system.
Thank you. It's working. Okay, let's go. So, another title. Okay, that's the agenda for today from my side. We will have two separate sessions. First one is mine. So I will start with a company profile of our group, A2A. Then I will illustrate to you our CRMe program. Then some insight about the application map that we implemented. And some metrics about objectives and achievements. I will conclude with some key success factors. That's me. That's my digital profile, made by Vito, of course. As you can see, I'm a little bit more about the IT because I prefer literature, history, and philosophy. Okay, after this program. Let me present A2A. A2A Group is the largest multi-utility in Italy. As you can see, the business of A2A is spanning from power and gas sales to energy efficiency, to waste management, to smart cities, to distribution networks, and water supply, and other. And you can see some interesting number here. Don't ask me about this number because I'm a poor IT guy, so I'm not able to explain it. But you can see that we have more or less 12,000 employees in the group and 6.5 around billions of revenue as per 2018. And you can see that we like to differentiate our CRM solutions. Okay, these are all projects that are run by my group in 4 years, and we will concentrate on this program, the CRMe program, in the next slide. Let me just add that A2A is based in Milan and Brescia. Probably you know better about Milan than Brescia, but A2A is not only regional, it's national and also international, with some business in UK, Greece, Slovenia, and Spain. This, at a high-level view, is our CRMe program. The company involved was A2A Energia, which is our retail company. Our retail company is serving about 2.7 million customers in Italy. And as according to the Italian authority, the best customer service for the last, I think, 300 years, because they were the best customer service even the electricity was invented. So my mission was to replace an old SAP CRM solution with a complete Salesforce solution, integrated with the SAP ISU business system. It is a 30-month program, supposed to start in the January 2018, but we started a little bit later in April 2018. Divided into 3 phases. First phase on January 2019 for sales process on all the channels. In September 2019 for the post-sales processes for the front office and call center channels. And we have a 3rd phase running, supposed to be delivered by June 2020, with a complete digitalization of our solution, introducing a new website and new apps. Basically, we completed the first phase and the second phase on time. We take a little caution here because we divided the first phase into 3 sub-phases. But at the end of the day, we complete more or less on time the program. We also anticipate the release of the phase 2 because we were extra cautious. So we decided to have the go live during the central weeks of August, in which in Italy, you may know that is holiday. So we do expect less calls at the call center. We released the solution on August 19th, and we received 4,000 calls, which is the media of the year, more or less. So lesson learned, do not start during holiday. Let me show from a process standpoint our program. I will not go into detail here because in Italy we have tons of process to be implemented in a utility, in a retail utility. Let me focus here on 2 concepts that I want to highlight. The fact that into the solution we have managed the value-added service, not just the commodity, in the same application, in the same project. The campaign management, which is linked to our CRM solution. I'll go to the application map in a second. We have here all the processes. We will go with the video presentation more in depth in the third phase, about the third phase. You can see here all the channels and the markets managed by the solution. Channels, call center, front office, teleseller, so on and so forth. So a lot of channels. And 2 markets, the deregulated market and the regulated market. There is a dimension that is not highlighted here, which is very important, which is the segments, customer segments. Basically, we managed into the solution all the segments, starting from residential to small customers to large customers in one solution. This is what I call the revolution of our application map. This is the starting point. So for the sales processes, a very fragmented situation with an old Salesforce implementation, a custom CTI. We introduced Marketing Cloud. I think we were the first in the utility in Italy to introduce Marketing Cloud. Then a series of custom applications, everything collapsing into a monolithic SAP solution. In the first phase, in January, we get rid of all the customs and we introduce a new CTI platform on a pure cloud solution by Genesis, and of course, the core or the CRMe platform of Salesforce, integrated with Marketing Cloud. And we renew we call it DWH, of course, the data warehouse. SAP was left untouched on the first phase. Second phase, decommissioning of the SAP CRM solution and the CRMe solution covering all the processes of post-sales. We also introduced a new upgraded solution of Genesis. This is the Pure Engage platform for the call center, and we expanded the data warehouse, which is now able to manage not only CRM data, but also ISU data. In the third phase, June 2020, the introduction of apps, customer apps and internal apps, and the complete renewal of the website and some advanced analytics concepts into the data warehouse. I would like to highlight some metrics about the program. The first 2, I talked before about the number of contracts managed by the CRMe. Let me just highlight the number of contacts in the first 3 weeks of live. 65,000 contacts, telephone, contact, email, and so on and so forth, in the first 3 weeks. This speaks about the solidity of the platform that we released. I'm not proud of the number of meetings that we ran, but apparently they were all necessary. Let me talk you about the objectives of the program and some achievements. As I told you, the quality of service and the cost to serve was a central pillar of our program. So the quality of service should be unvaried, pre-CRM, post-CRM. These are, in my opinion, one of the best targets that we made during the program. So the time to market reduction, we will see better during the Vito's presentation, with a smart product configurator. So basically we reduce from months to day the configuration and the life of a product into the system. The customer centricity is quite an old motto, the customer centricity. Some 10 years ago, I ran a project on a different platform with the name customer centricity. But I can proudly say that the customer 360 in our solution will be seen better in the next presentation, is something that we reached and was very appreciated by the business users. Then, marketing campaigns. Here the focus is on the anti-churn, because the churn is something that worried at the beginning of the program our, say, business users. But we managed to release an integrated solution between the CRM and the marketing cloud, which is much more than an anti-churn tool. I will conclude with some self-celebration. So we were pretty good in my opinion, okay? Success factors. So the continuous improvement model. We started with a very rigid waterfall model, but after a couple of months of work, we understood that probably was not the best approach. So we switched to what I call a semi-agile or semi-waterfall model. So we prepare the business blueprint together with the business. We discuss the business blueprint together with the business, and the document is signed in presence of the business, without any back and forth interaction on the documentation. A joint team effort, so we had a great team, IT, vendors, and business. Everybody committed to the targets, to respect the timelines, same objectives, same MBOs for everybody. On the right-hand side, some say other success factors, which are more linked, in my opinion, to how do you run a complex program like that. Industrialization of the test phases. Also, during the UAT, we had a good industrialization. And of course, what is tested by the business is extensively tested by ourselves, by the IT. A lot of tests, the number of tests in integration test phase was quite huge, okay? And last thing, the approach was end-to-end. So the UAT was not CRM alone, was not billing alone. You had a look at the application map. You see that a utility runs on a complex application map. So the UAT should be organized in a real end-to-end, starting from the prospect and going into cash. I think I'm finished, and I pass the torch to Vito, which I invite to join.
Okay, so now the approach. This is my agenda. We will start with the enterprise application map. Then we will talk about the approach that we have had in our program. After, I would like to illustrate to you an example of customer journey and the time to market with our first results from our program. And next, we talk about 2020. So, what you see in this slide is me. I am a dad of 1 year old boy, and I was born in 1983. I am head of A2A CRM systems, and Today I want to share with you our program. Let me introduce you my assistant, my personal assistant, as known, also known as Minivito. Okay, with him, we'll talk about the enterprise application map. This is our enterprise application map. We use Salesforce for marketing, sales, and customer service process. We activate in Marketing Cloud, Community Cloud, Sales and Service Cloud, MyTrailhead, and Understanding Analytics. Of course, the platform for.com. So, with our approach, we divide the map into no-core and core functionality. We define a building blocks, a function building blocks. And for each building blocks, we create a huge number of micro building blocks. As you can see in the slide, a huge number of these kind of building blocks. And each building block has a configuration parameter that allow you to reuse them in different process, in different market, and in different org. This approach is being inspired by one of the most famous and beautiful game in the world, I mean, the Lego. You can combine building blocks in order to create a new process or edit the process. And with this approach, you can scale up really fast to change your process or create a new one. Today, I would like to illustrate to you an example of customer journey. This is a new customer acquisition, A2A. It's live from site of this year, from March of this year. And the blue part represents the customer experience, the interaction with the customer. The gray one, the technological capability that allow you to create this kind of experience. Okay, let me introduce you the actor of my story. It's contact center, sales, marketing, and digital. They are the actor of my story. And here we have our customer, Stefano. Stefano is a digital customer. He doesn't pay attention about the price. We sell existing gas, so it's difficult. But he pay a lot of attention about the quality of the service. Let's go to the Stefano's house. So, next, okay. Stefano watching TV and look some TV advertising of A2A and surfing the internet. He gets in touch with our banner. For example, here, look some banner, or here, other banner. So he decided to click on the banner and try to better understand the A2A offers. This is our landing page. When you click on the banner, you go here. But today, I will present you what there is behind this apparently simple experience. And we will talk about the building blocks. So, Stefano surfing the internet, look the landing page, but who created this landing page? In our case, our digital office without IT department created this page by themselves in 2 hours. And that's got, this experience is possible with our CMS fully integrated with Salesforce, with the specific building blocks and the standard connectors. After this, Stefano receives an email and sees the product details. And in this case, the product details was created by our marketing, without IT department, with a customer wizard in order to create the process, the product, directly on Salesforce. After this, they can define the marketing action. For example, send an email, make a call, send a text. And after this, they can connect the marketing action with the product with a template customer journey. Now, Stefano decides to sign online contract. But after a few minutes, he receives a call from his girlfriend. He missed an appointment, so he stopped the contract and pressed the button, call me back process. What's happened now? He received a phone call after 20 minutes and can conclude the contract with our operator. The operator sees where the customer has interrupted the process, the exactly point of the process, and can conclude the process by phone. Here we have our customer view. Our operators see all information about the customer, the status of the asset, the contact history, and other information. We have also the next best offer and the next best offer in the same page. And here we have our dashboard. The entire life cycle of the customer is monitored by a business dashboard. The time to market. Here we have the first result of our program. We reduce the time for creating a new product, we reduce the time for launching a new campaign, and we reduce the time for deploying a new landing page. And of course, launching a new customer journey in just 1 day, and we reduce the number of systems involved. What's next in 2020? A lot of stuff, apps, next best action, social integration, and a new role for our e-commerce. So, here we have some example of the future, but we iterated. Okay. So, this is my last slide, and I will say thank you for your attention.
Wait a second. What's about training?
Oh, yeah. Can I ask to Mini Vito?
Yeah, of course.
Well, now, Vito? Mini Vito?
Please, Minivito.
No.
Wow.
No. Okay.
Okay.
So the approach is we have the train to the trainer mode for our colleagues, and we launch My Trailhead in 2020.
Yeah, yeah. They are using a really amazing approach, and is perhaps the first customer in Italy that is starting a pilot with My Trailhead. I mean, training is very important for them. As you have understood from all this presentation, was a key pillar on their success. So now, My Trailhead, I have important news for you, perhaps, Vito, is available also for your partners and for your customers. So this means that you will have something else on your pilot starting soon, and has been just announced now at Dreamforce. Let's have a look to a partner portal. In this case, I'm a partner of HOA, and what I can get access from the partner portal is information about the new offer, about communication that I have to handle with HOA or even with my direct customers. And of course, I can get access also to service appointment, for example. And one of the cool things that now HOA can be introduced is the training zone. It's a complete, personalized, trailhead experience for HOA. As you can see here, is everything branded HOA. Even the font color is their font color. And in this case, they can provide all the content access to their partners. Imagine for a second a teleseller that need to start using a new process implemented by them in Salesforce. Simply sharing this with them, they can get access to this training, and also maybe they can be enabled to have all the capabilities in order to sell the commodity products or even the extra commodity products. As you can see here, there are plenty of contents that can be easily inserted in My Trailhead. Let's have a look at one of those. This is the partner onboarding. There are 3 mandatory modules for each single partner that need to be onboarded on HOA. They, like process to know, how to sell value-added service, and how to sell a commodity, like in this case. This is a pure content of HOA that simply has been added here as module, and of course what HOA want to see and to check also, and I will show you immediately after through the dashboard, that their partners are doing this training. So they are also asking for a test, and they have to complete this test, like in this case, and check if the test has been successfully executed. So this is really amazing. They can assign the training to their partners, They can even check, thanks to the dashboard. Sorry, but it's been disconnected. Thanks to a lot of dashboard, they can check all the status of the training ongoing. For example, I have assigned under training to some partners. What is the status of this training? They can even check to the single user how many training has been done so far. So this is really amazing for them. And in the next future is another important use case that we will discuss. We are discussing with them, and soon we will have another important feature on MitraLed available, that is the hands-on. This will make really the difference. In that case, through the hands-on, you can use your org, where you have your data, where you have your process, and instead of having only a test at the end, you can give access to your partner to make practice. And this would be really a game changer. So they can use your Salesforce sandbox, for example, to test a process for the first time, and maybe they can provide feedback, or maybe they can, or for sure, they will be able, for the first, when they will start using those process in Salesforce, for sure they will be able to do it in the right way. So let me hand over now again to Carol and to explain what A2A is.
Okay, so A2A has been using extensively the platform. First of all, has been using extensively the platform across all the business unit. You saw it at the beginning. I think only two are missing. Soon it's gonna be all. So, and the success platform, if you saw, and the process that we covered at the beginning, they are using it for all the selling processes through the agency. They are using it in the contact center. It's omni-channel contact center. They are using, and by the way, Unareti, which is a sister company, is using field service, so it's a completely use of the service platform. They're using for personalized journey together with the campaign to prevent churn. And above all, they are planning to use the self-service capability in the next future, actually in the next release. But I think there is something that I really want to highlight here, is that what they've been using in order to ensure the success of the project is also the success program that we have. So the customer success program. So don't forget, when you run your project, to involve as well our success team to make sure that you succeed. So with this in mind, I would open it for Q&A with Emiliano and Vito. So maybe, so if you can, so maybe I just want to start just to open, and then if we have time we can open. So I have a personal question, and the project is
not too personal.
So the first thing, I mean, the project is wide. The program is wide and requires a lot of elements. So
yeah.
Is there anything you would have done differently, looking back? And if so, which one?
So I think you have seen the complexity of the program, the phases. This is from a program management standpoint, so we keep it simple. Okay. What was not simple was the underneath architecture of the program. You had a clue looking at the building blocks, which is a bright example, but we have tons of examples of complexity that we managed inside the program. What I have done differently, probably the timeline. The timeline was too strict. So in 1 year and 3 months, we released a complete CRM solution. And it was a huge effort from, let's say, all the partners involved, business, IT, vendors. You mentioned the professional service. I take this occasion to thanks Mauro, Sheila, and Gianluca Del Buono, which was our program architect. This is something that I will confirm absolutely. So the interaction between our team, the solution architecting team, led by Vito, the solution architecting from the vendors on the Salesforce side, and the program architect from your side. This is what I've done same way. Vito, what you like?
Vito, from a technical point of view, from a CRM point of view, is there anything you would have taken a different decision, would you have implemented something differently, or with a different kind of view?
No.
Very good.
Yeah, the design authority is one of the most important parts in our program, with us and Salesforce also, our OEM say, so nothing else.
So the design authority is something that worked really well on the project, and
Yeah.
is something that you would definitely recommend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. So we have a couple of minutes left, so we can go in for.
Thank you, Bella. Congratulations, Emiliano. It
Thanks.
is very impressive, and yeah, you explained that perfectly. So thank you so much. I have a question that maybe having that conversation in front of Salesforce not very polite. Let me say that, but when you look at the architecture and you see some pieces that I can imagine they are not in Salesforce, but in my experience, what happened is that as time goes by, Salesforce put more and more pieces in their Lego, and then you get into the doubt, no, of okay, I already have this, but these guys are growing, and now it looks like I have to decide of whether to keep on where I am or go into the one that they are now pushing, no? How do you manage that? I specifically got to that point when you were showing the previous one, that one,
Is that the right one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the data warehouse, for instance. No?
Yeah.
I can now that I'm listening a lot about Customer 360 this year and analytics and Einstein and so on.
Mhm.
In our case, we are managing that outside Salesforce. I mean, we get connected and everything, but for the churn, for the analytics and so on.
The data warehouse, you mean?
That's it.
Is it outside Salesforce?
Okay.
So our strategy on the data warehouse is to have 3 data warehouses. First one connected to Salesforce, which is the analytics standard solution from Salesforce. We have also another data warehouse, which is not listed here, which is the SAP ISU data warehouse, the BW on HANA, if you prefer, and then an enterprise data warehouse, which is outside every transactional platform. It is based on, say, custom technology, Oracle, DataStage, CRMe, and so on and so forth. So
How
it's
do you-
outside.
How do you manage that pressure of having more things in Salesforce as time goes by, living together with things that you already have? I mean, are you able to split? Not my point, no. I mean, maybe you feel that. No? Can you split easily between what's in
I think so.
Salesforce?
I think that we will be able to manage this complexity. There are more things coming, as Vito says in his presentation. And we are also have some thoughts about the future of architecture of our data warehouse, which can be disclosed here. Unfortunately. Anyone want to add something? No? No? Good. There's a question from.
I don't need the microphone, thank you. What was the timeline like to create the roadmap? How long did that take? Who was involved from your company and external vendors? And
Okay.
did you employ anybody to assist in the change management as you went forward?
Okay, so the third question, who decided the future of the application map? Basically, we did it by ourselves.
Okay.
We ran the strategic study in 2017, but was more a business study in order to understand, based on our proposition on the application map evolution, Salesforce versus SAP versus a mixed scenario, Salesforce and SAP, which was the business value underneath this application evolution. But at the end of the day, the application, the landscape, the IT strategy was made by A2A internally without no external support. And for the change management side, also this is managed inside A2A, especially for the customer service. They have a very huge experience in training So they took the print screen of Salesforce made by the system integrators, and they create manuals to be used by their operators and also from the sales part.
Thank you.
It says me 0. So no
So-
more question.
Thank you very much. We are at the
Thank
top of
you.
the hour. Thank you very much.